What's going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're here talking about Modern Warfare Zombies as we need to discuss Season 3 as it's coming up very soon, and we know for sure at this point we're not getting any content to start Season 3. It will be expected, as I already anticipated, in the Reloaded update in mid-season. So essentially what we're going to do is we're actually going to go through the blog post that we received today. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on everything that is coming later on in the season and kind of what I think the future of Modern Warfare Zombies looks like, because I think they've kind of made it very clear what we can anticipate for not only the content in Season 3, obviously, but Season 4, maybe even Season 5, or however long the actual content pipeline is for this game. Because at this end of this year, we know that Treyarch is working on the next game, which is Gulf War, or anticipated to be Gulf War, and then that will, of course, have its own Zombies experience. Hard to say whether or not this experience carries over into that. They'll have their own open world experience, maybe no open world experience at all, and maybe they'll just stick to round base. But for sure, we are getting new Zombies content from Treyarch when their new game drops. For now, we are just stuck with the content pipeline that is planned for Modern Warfare Zombies. Let's go ahead and dive into the things that we can expect. It's going to be very similar to the past seasons, and again, I think this is going to take place in future seasons as well, where, again, we're going to the mid-season update. I think this is a lesson learned from Season 1, as they did end up putting out a content pipeline, because back then in that season, they did do a majority of the content at the beginning. The mid-season update, all they had was the Warlord, and I think that just set people up to be a little bit more disappointed, because the Warlord really isn't content that I think majority of the Modern Warfare Zombies community is interested in, so it really kind of falls flat being the only content available for a Reloaded update. But I think that was part of the decision that they made going into Season 2 for pushing all the Zombies content over to the Reloaded section or the mid-season update. That way they would be able to put all the content out at the exact same time, not have to stagger it quite as much, and it'll make the Warlord less noticeable that people really don't enjoy it. It'll just be something that they do alongside the other content that we receive, and they won't be as focused on that being main content that they should actually complete, therefore being less upset about it. So like I said, let's actually dive in to everything that we can expect. First things first, of course, we are going to get a third rift. This should be expected for each and every season going forward, I would assume, because that's the pipeline that they've created. We can expect that we're probably going to have to complete an Easter egg once completed in the story mission. Again, this is one of those things that I anticipate will continue. We will receive probably just one story mission. Hard to say whether it's going to be Act 4 again, or we'll be moving into Act 5, but again, I am expecting we will only receive the one story mission. After completing that, we will get access to being able to then unlock the next Aether Rift by completing or getting access to the 4 items required, making them all gold, of course, taking them to their proper pedestals, then opening up our DA Rift, getting access to the Sigil and Elder Sigil versions like we have in the previous 2 seasons. This does, of course, mean we're going to be getting access to some new schematics as well, which we will get into as we read through this. But again, same thing, we're going to get a Rift, we're going to get an Easter egg requiring 4 items to take to the pedestal, unlock the Rift, we're then going to be able to do Elder and regular sigils of those of that portal, essentially, giving us access to then go in there, being able to unlock new schematics, and I think that will continue in Season 4.5, hopefully in 5.5, leading us into the new game. So if you guys don't like the content idea that they have going for this game, or what they basically have planned, you're probably not going to like it next season or the season after that, so maybe it would be time for you to move on to a new game, because I do think this is basically what we're working with for new content consistently going forward in Modern Warfare Zombies. Now again, everything for Zombies does say mid-season, so we are confirmed we won't be getting anything at the start of Season 3. I wasn't anticipating that. If you were one of those people that was expecting content to start in Season 3 for Zombies, let me know down in the comment section below why you had that expectation, what kind of led you to believe that that was going to be possible. Because honestly, once they told us it was going to be during Season 2.5, I was already under the impression we wouldn't be seeing anything for the start of 3, and we'd be waiting till 3.5 for the next content update for Zombies. Well, let's go ahead and dive into it here. The Dark Aether story does continue, saving Dr. Jansen. An unknown force of disturbing power has its psychic tendrils wrapped tightly around Dr. Ava Jansen. The Doctor has been lured into a new region of the Dark Aether under this malignant influence. Now, we already know that this new location is actually going to be over at Zarqwa Hydroelectric. Again, another location from mazrah. I think it's kind of cool how they've been reusing the assets from that map. I think in Season 4, maybe we can end over in the quarry. Maybe we'll go over to Rohan Oil. Maybe we'll even finally end up in Season 5 over in mazrah City. I feel like that could be a cool place to finish things off. To be fair, I'm honestly not sure if that's even confirmed or something that they plan on continuing. That's just kind of my idea of what they probably have planned going forward. Strike teams from Operation Deadbolt have converged to assist Sergei Ravanov as he attempts to locate and rescue Dr. Jansen from the unknown. Your expertise surviving and escaping the Dark Aether is required. The time has come to explore a new part of the Dark Aether and rescue Dr. Jansen, readying up for another Dark Aether Gate hunt. So, additional unlock quest, a third rift, and more. Like I was saying, we're going to be doing something very similar. We have to complete the quest that it is going to give us or the new mission that is involved. Then we get access to our third Aether Rift. This one is just as ornery as the last two. Expect a series of unlock objectives focusing on finding and attuning several relics, allowing access through the gate. Accomplish these tasks to step into the ethereal voidscape and face the terrifying horrors lurking within. Claiming valuable rewards if you survive. Squad up and help Operation Deadbolt continue to contain the onslaught of the undead. Naturally, you are also here to complete activities and contracts, discover arcane secrets, and secure some highly classified schematics. So just like I said, you're going to be going into the sigil, going into the elder sigils, completing your contracts just like you were in the past 2 seasons, get access to the new schematics coming in the new season. And that's actually going to lead us into the new challenges and schematics. Now we have 3 new schematics, just like we have in previous seasons. We will get more prestige challenges. There will be some new camo challenges for the new weapons that do come in, of course, which will be the Bal 27, the FJX Horus, which is a SMG, and the Moors sniper rifle. And I believe that there is another melee weapon. I think it's a gladiator type of weapon that will be coming as well. But on top of that, we will be getting access to 3 new schematics, like we were saying. Deadwire detonators, golden mask filter, and sergeant's beret. Now we can actually go ahead and it tells us exactly in here in the post what these actually do. My guess, without even reading it off the rip, is that Deadwire is going to somehow be affected with other things besides just the bullets that you're shooting from the weapon that you have it equipped on. The golden gas mask, I'm assuming, is some sort of longer lasting, durable gas mask. Maybe it lasts twice as long. Maybe it's something that continually regenerates, similar to the golden armor plates. And then for the last one, we have the sergeant's beret. I'm very curious what that's going to do in general, but let's go ahead and scroll down and get into it. Deadwire detonator schematic. Are you still shocked at the impressive electrical damage the Deadwire ammo mod inflicts? Personally, I'm not shocked by it, but I'll tell you right now, I'm very enthused by the fact that we can walk through Deadwire zombies now. Then you might actually want to employ the Deadwire detonator and attach it to all your explosive weaponry, including lethals and launchers. But the confusing part about this is that launchers, I believe, can already use the Deadwire ammo mod, unless it just doesn't work, and I never noticed it previously. So that's kind of a confusing thing, but it does make it sound like you will then be able to put Deadwire onto your lethals, which could be a benefit. I'm not sure exactly how good that's going to be. Maybe it'll work on, your monkey bombs or something like that. I guess we'll have to wait and see for the content to come out in order to get our hands on it. That does sound kind of interesting, but I don't know whether or not I should be excited about something, that's kind of just so basic as far as explaining what it is. The golden mask filter, a prized schematic with a shiny hue and an impressive long-lasting effect. To gain a self-regenerating gas mask for the rest of the match, this comes in extremely handy for surviving zombie strongholds and also any surprises in the rift. So like I said, kind of close to what I was anticipating. It's very similar to the golden armor plate. Might be very useful for the new rift that we're getting into. Maybe we'll have a giant infested stronghold similar to the Season 2 rift that we'll have to go in and complete, and it'll make it that much easier to actually do so. Honestly, I don't use gas masks all that often. However, I could see this being slightly beneficial depending on the future content that we receive. We'll just have to wait and see. The Sergeant's Beret, now I think this one could actually be one of the cooler ones. Your outcomes no longer need to be terminal when dealing with Zakhaev's hired guns. Simply don the Sergeant's Beret to disguise yourself among the mercs. So essentially, I'm assuming this means that mercs won't shoot at you the entire time you have this equipped, and you will also summon a trusty merc bodyguard who shadows you till the end. So not only will you be able to possibly, disguise yourself amongst the mercs will no longer shoot at you, making it a more normal zombies experience because, the AI that you didn't want to get shot by or have to deal with anyway are no longer going to be relevant. You will have a merc bodyguard that follows you around. I don't know if it's going to be a copy of the Warlord or something. I feel like that could be a really cool way to do it. If you had Legacy following you around, that might be kind of fun. But it sounds like you will have that kind of similar to the dog or how the dog works. But I guess we'll have to wait and see exactly how that turns out. That one does sound kind of cool. I'm not a huge fan of the mercs and zombies. I honestly think that the way that they portrayed how the mercs worked in zombies and how they actually function in zombies aren't quite exactly the same. Honestly, I don't think the mercs and the zombies kind of interact enough for them to be worth having in zombies in general. To me, they're more of a nuisance than they are a benefit. Next, we have our Warlord the Rainmaker. Now, this is probably the least, interesting content of the entire update because, yet again, it's just another Warlord. Now, I actually realized that when the Karis Warlord came out, I forgot to even cover it on a video, and I still haven't to this point, because not only was it not really that exciting or anything special to do, the rewards for completing these Warlords are actually fairly lame, and I don't think that there's a lot of reason to complete them unless you're just trying to knock out maybe your calling card for, eliminating X Warlords, or you're trying to do it in under 7 minutes, or you're doing something for one of your missions that you just haven't completed. Outside of that, I just think the Warlords are a waste of time. Let me know down in the comment section below what your guys' opinions are on the Warlords. But despite that, we will still talk about the Rainmaker. Additional caution is advised when operating in the southeastern part of the Urzikstan exclusion zone, as Warlord Rainmaker has commandeered and heavily upgraded the defenses of Fortress on Raha Island across from the water from Shaheen Manor. As his code name suggests, this warlord is an artillery and demolitions expert. And though his island compound is relatively easy to reach, stepping foot on the island with your limbs still attached may be a little bit more of a challenge. Expect mortar rounds and RPG fire to descend on your squad, with assault maneuvers made even more difficult due to the water surrounding Rainmaker's lair. Fast transport is recommended, and once you disembark, try to ignore the chaos and focus on the fortress. Rainmaker's forces are expendable, and he almost enjoys sacrificing his own men to take out intruders. With the fortress breach, slow your progress as the compound is brimming with tripwires and traps. Stepping on a mine at this point could be unfortunate. Then prepare to change your game plan once you finally corner the Rainmaker, as he is capable of some nasty surprises you won't be expecting. So if you guys have actually been over to the area where this island is actually at, there is some C4 traps already placed inside the building. It's kind of funny that they're already there because obviously they're getting ready for the new Rainmaker to show up there. But it does sound like maybe some of his AI will be strapped with C4, maybe trying to suicide bomb you. It's really kind of hard to determine what that's going to mean. But again, this is one of those things you might go over, complete it once, and move on from. I don't think it is really something we're going to focus a whole lot on. But that is the majority, or pretty much everything that we can expect in Season 3, and probably going forward. Obviously, it's not going to be the exact same thing we laid out here, but more than likely, we'll see a 4th rift in Season 4.5. We'll see, a new quest. Maybe it'll be Act 5, the second one. We'll see, 3 new schematics possibly. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with 3 more and then 3 more. It kind of just depends on what they have in their bag. I think we could still have one like Perkaholic where you get all of your perks. I think there is still opportunities for them to make new schematics, so it is possible they follow the exact same pipeline. But again, we'll get another rift in the future. We'll get another set of items we have to do in order to unlock it. We'll get a new quest to complete. We'll go in with our sigils, elder sigils, get our new schematics, and we'll, just wait for the next set of content to be released. But that is going to wrap things up for us today. I think overall the content is a W now that it is a little bit more transparent and clear on probably what we can expect for the remaining time we have with Modern Warfare Zombies. But again, that's going to wrap things up for us here. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support in the channel. I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.